Hello everybody, this is Miles, and today we're going to be doing something a bit out of the blue. We're going to be going on a little tour of my Minecraft world, which has gained a little bit of attention in certain things. So like when I stream, people ask me questions about it. I've had somebody on Twitter ask me for a download for it, which I did actually give them, and we've been playing on it for a while. What I have to say about me as a Minecraft player is I'm a bit old school with everything. I first started playing in 2011-ish and was really into modded. Never played vanilla Minecraft. But as I got older, I sort of fell more in love with it and enjoyed it more now for what it is, even though I still play a lot of modded Minecraft. So today, I thought we'd go on a little tour of some stuff that we've done. This world now is pretty much almost a year old, and I've had quite a few people playing on it. So we'll just go over some of that, and I thought that sounds like just a bit of fun. So as of today, my YouTube subscriber count is actually 904 subscribers, which, to be honest, I never thought I'd even get to here. Now, the reason I'm over here is because this is the skeleton farm, and the skeleton farm is very important to me, because before I made a video about a skeleton farm, I only had 80 subscribers. So I thought we'd start the tour over here, just to show you where it all started. Let's go through now. So, this is the skeleton farm. It's got a few things in it, so obviously the mob spawner, it'll spawn the skeletons at a much slower rate with the lights on, but we'll keep them on just for the purposes of not having to turn down the brightness. Skeletons will actually go down this tube, go up here, and then go up to the surface, drop down, take the damage, and then they'll be able to kill in one hit. But obviously in the new sort of crazy version of Minecraft that we're playing today, you can do the sweeping edge sort of thing where you hit them all at once. So even though you can hit them in one hit with your fist, we do have a sword drop here just so that you can do that, and there's a backlog of swords there. I also did include an AFK fishing majig, so that whoever's in here while they're waiting for these skeletons to spawn, they can just do some AFK fishing and get some items. At the minute, there's only one skeleton spawned, and he didn't come down because he's the one that's going to act as the buffer in the system. If you've seen the video, you'll know about that. So I had some comments when I made the video. I wasn't sure why the mobs weren't dropping armor, and it turns out that is because I wasn't playing on hard difficulty. Since then, we did turn the difficulty up to hard, and we had lots of armor drops. But there was a bug in that version of I think it was 1.14.1 where the raid would keep happening and never stop. So since then, I turned the game mode back down to normal difficulty so that wouldn't happen. But everything's been good since then. Got lots of enchanted books, lots of arrows, lots of bones, lots of bows. I even made a bin. This is the enchanting table. We got some items here to enchant with an anvil. I like this design, but I really should have the anvil out so you can see how damaged it is, because they just randomly break on me sometimes. As well as a light switch. That actually spawns them very quickly as soon as that light goes off. In fact, let's quickly, yeah, whatever. Oh. Did they go up? Yeah, here we go. That one should be pushed up soon. One of them, or they might both act as a buffer. We're playing on the new 1.15 version, so things might be a little different. But that pretty much concludes the skeleton farm. Let's move on to some other things. Back here on the surface now, I thought I should also mention that this compound that we're in is actually completely walled off. We originally did this because we thought that this would stop raids from happening. Then we realized that the torches won't prevent the raids from happening, and that raiders were going to spawn inside the compound. It did help a little bit, but it didn't fix the problem. So that was a big time sink. I didn't even do it myself. I actually outsourced the work to somebody else. But yeah, this is the spawn area, I believe, right here. So when you spawned here, this was originally where the village was, and we sort of taken over that. Ooh, that's the mob system. I think that still works in this latest version. All you can hear is pistons going off every time all the time in this world. Yeah, it's still working away in the background. Fantastic. That's where I get my supply of fireworks for my elytra. But anyway, what should we go on to next? In no particular order. There's no order in which things happened in this, because that would be confusing. Next, we've got this automatic pumpkin and melon farm. It originally was just an automatic pumpkin farm until I found melon seeds. But the reason we begins is because in the villager update now can get you emeralds very, very quickly through selling pumpkins, and we just happened to have a villager who was selling emeralds for pumpkins. So taking advantage of that, I spent quite a long time creating this small little farm, and I even used a minecart hopper to collect all the pumpkins and put them neatly in this chest. Oh, what have I done? There we go. So that's that. Sugarcane farm, this is something I've built before, maybe in another video, I'm not even certain. But you could probably do it much better today using the observer blocks, but this is, I came up with this design before observer blocks were even in the game. The way it works is, if you come into the back, it's quite a big building. Ignore the panda bear for now, we'll get to him later. So this is quite easy. This is an etho clock, or a hopper clock, if you will. You need to put some items in here, and this will create a timer. Then we've got what's known as a monostable circuit connected to these pistons. So basically, whenever the clock pulses, it turns on or off the monostable circuit, which will pulse these pistons once. And with each pulse, the sugar canes will be pushed into the hoppers and into the chest. We were using this pretty much just for a source of sugarcane, but also eventually we had a librarian villager that we were using that for. This is just a stable for horses that I built. We got some saddles in here. We have been to so many dungeons and had so many AFK fishing farm saddles. They're coming out of our ears. These are just some sort of junk horses and some donkeys. We mostly don't really need these for breeding, but we'll keep a few around just in case anybody needs a mount for whatever reason. We've got all the important horses just over there. This is my house, Shea Miles. If we go inside, it's just a standard house. I only built it because I spent about a couple of almost 100 hours on this world without actually having a house. So I just built it as an excuse to say that I have a house. I quite like this garden as well. I've got some wild grass and some fish in a little pond, deck chairs, and this is meant to be a barbecue, but I've had plenty of people come here and say, "What the fuck is this?" So yeah, it's this little quaint little thing I built out of my imagination. I see a lot of people on YouTube like making tutorials on how to make houses. I find that there's a pleasure, like even if you don't know how to make something in Minecraft, try it yourself. If it goes wrong, whatever. It's about the creativity. Minecraft is a creativity tool at the end of the day, so try and be as creative as possible. Although you will eventually just steal ideas, and that's fine. That's what creativity is. It's just thievery. Let's just skip the night. I have got a plugin on just because we've had lots of people on this server at some points, and sleeping is always a nightmare. This is a nether wart farm. It uses some just basic redstone. I'll go through quickly. So basically, all it is just a button here which activates two pistons, which pushes a row of nether wart back and forth. Oh, of course, you never have enough to fix what you just broke, do you? There we go. So piston here. This one's actually on the outside, but it's nicely out of the way. And a piston here. So when you press this button, pushes it and just pushes it back. You don't even have to right click on the source end, you can just right click here, plant all the nether wart back. Did I say sugarcane? I don't think maybe I did, I'm not sure. But anyway, all the nether wart then goes in here. Nice little simple farm, don't need anything more than that. These are just some spare potions, potion ingredients, brewing stand, and I keep a little water supply under here, nice and out the way, doesn't take up any room. I like things that are very compact. So that's basically just all my potion thing. You can make auto brewers, which is something I might have a go of in the future. Lots of people, or especially people I know, will get to diamond armor tier in Minecraft, haven't built anything on their world, and then just call it done. I find that that's generally where you start the game, or start making things, is when you get to this sort of tier. So that's what I'm going to challenge myself in the future now, is trying to make some more creative things. This is just a cocoa bean majig. I could actually build something that involves pistons in the future. That might be interesting. For now, I just made this just so that we could have cocoa beans. I like to have all these ingredients just available to you. This is a very simple cactus farm. Cactuses have been able to be automatically harvested in the game literally since the alpha days. Just because cactuses, they can't be directly next to another block. They have to have at least one gap. So the trick is that you put sand up on these little pillars here. You can put them on a slab if you want them out, nice and out of the way. And then you just need a block diagonal to it. And then when the cactus tries to grow up, it'll grow up, realize it's next to another block, and then just pop off. And then, so basically all you need is one hopper, a water collection system, and you'll just get all your cacti in one little chest. This isn't particularly efficient or quick, but very rarely I'll need cactuses, so all I need is, I mean, this is more cactuses than I'm ever going to use. So that's great. This is a villager breeder. This basically, how am I going to get up there? I'll just pillar up for now. I think this is still working, although I haven't seen it working. It's very slow, it's not very efficient. So basically the villagers in the new update will see beds as their sort of village. Basically the amount of villagers in a village is determined by how many beds there are. So these are all farmer villagers working away with their composters. And they see all these beds and immediately think that their village is not populated enough. So what they do then is that they breed, have those smaller villagers, and then those smaller villagers will fall down these holes into these areas. And then I've got a very simple redstone thing here where can I dig? Am I okay to dig here? Just about. That's the thing when you dig, you don't know if you're going to run into something important. This could probably be way more efficient, but whenever I'll get more dirt or less, either or. So when a villager falls down here and stands on one of these pressure plates, these lights on the outside will be activated. So say I'm just walking past now and you can see these lights are on. I know that there's a baby villager ready to be taken to the dome, which I'll show you in a minute. And then the lights, once you've taken the villager out, these can just be turned off with a button, just reset. Nice and compact, quite actually nice looking with a diorite, nice and simple. I like it. There we go. Ooh. Coming next door now, this is the dog shelter. I know that there were a few people on my server who just wanted some animals, so there's a nice tiger biome next door, so I just grabbed some dogs on leads, took them here without taming them, with the intent of breeding them. I think these are all mine or somebody else's. But unfortunately I found out the hard way that these wild dogs can't actually be bred, they need to be tamed first, which is a bit of a pain, but I just brought them here and kept them here, as well as some cats, although we've got enough cats to last a lifetime. No taming until paid for, and I got the prices. Nobody's bought them. There we are, coming back around to this side of the village now. This is the original mine shaft that we had. Just goes all the way to the diamond level with a nice sign that outlines what you need to be watching out for. That's just for mining. We got the sheep farm. We don't eat the mutton, we just shear the sheep. So I've got all 16 colours of wool here, as well as a pair of shears. And basically what we have to do is just shear up all these sheep. Then we've got some nice chests here just to keep all the wool in. We don't particularly need too much wool, although we've got a lot of white. Since before we made this we only had white sheep. But say whenever we need like a few pieces of wool for something decorative, we've got it. We could probably take up less space than this, but I believe that they should have nice, big enough pens for themselves, because I'm a nice guy. There we go. So this is our smelting machine. As of Minecraft 1.14, I believe, or was it 1.13? You've got the smoker, the blast furnace, and obviously just the regular furnace. So these are just auto smelters. So what you do is you just pop the ingredients in there. Got nice trapdoors, keep them open and closed. The coal can go in here. I think there's already some coal in there. And then the smelted items just come out of these chests. So you can make your food nice and quickly or whatever. It works really, really well. This is just a concept, this rubbish bin. So I'll just show you that. So basically it's a hopper connected to a chest, connected to another hopper, connected to a comparator, connected to a dropper, which is then connected to lava. So the way it works is once this fills up and this hopper fills up, it starts throwing things in lava. So let's say you threw something away that you think back and you're like, oh, I wish I didn't throw that away. Well, it might still just be in the bin. It's almost like the sort of the recycle bin on Windows. It'll only start properly deleting stuff once it needs to. So that's quite nice. I was gonna put more around the world, but I haven't actually gotten to that yet. There we go. This is a notice board of coordinates. So far we've only got 2 locations on there. I do need to add more. I need to put in that flower forest where we found the bees. And I'm sure there's some more locations that I just haven't put down. Wishing well. This well is just a front cover up what's underneath, which we will get to later. This is a mini farm. So a YouTuber I really like called Etho came up with these, but they since his creation they've not been working. So this is an updated version, modified by me, because I thought of an idea and it just seemed to work. I got a bit lucky. So this block here is the important part. It's actually on a piston. So basically what you do, you grab any food, say let's grab some wheat. You hold right click on the land. Bone meal, it gets bone mealed, fully grown, and then as soon as it gets fully grown, this piston pops the block up, and then the light is cut off so that it pops off, and then you get your wheat and your seeds. But we are full of seeds at the minute, so I just throw them on the ground. And then once this gets full, I compress it into hay bales. We use the wheat to breed animals. 1 second, let's just get some sleep. So that's the mini farm. We also use it for carrots. I've been using it for golden carrots, just for the horses over here. This is probably the most this is probably the most mean-spirited machine we have on this world, but it's a necessary evil. So Mumbo Jumbo made an automatic farm design, and for whatever reason I just really couldn't get it to work in 1.14 because it was new at the time. I don't know if it was a change or something, but this is a similar version to that, but it's a bit more manual. So this is the cow chopper. It's got unbreaking sharpness, fire aspect, and looting. So even though you're killing them with, you'll cook the meat and you'll get more of it and leather. I've actually just got it on my normal sword at the minute though, so I don't need to use that. So basically, what we do is there's 10 cows in the water. So let's get 10 wheat. Well, what we'll do is first we'll just clear out these cows. Just nice and like that. There we go. So what we do then, we climb up here, we'll get our wheat. We breed all of these cows up. You accidentally feed some of them every time, but it doesn't matter. And then the baby cows are small enough to fall down the water stream here onto this hopper. Now, you don't want to kill them now because they're too young. But once they're old enough, you just kill them, take the steak and the leather. We pop it in this chest. We are almost full of steak and leather. But it works really, really well. And it keeps everybody fed, so that's what's important. There we are. This tree is all that remains properly of the original village without being modified in these bells. But actually, I think the blacksmith house is still here as well, technically. But it has just been modified just to be a house rather than the blacksmith's area, so somebody just lives here. Oh, where's all the items gone? Never mind. Not my problem. This is... well, we won't go here just yet. This is a cobblestone generator. One of my friends made this because he needed a lot of stone. I think he was planning on hooking it up to a furnace to automatically smelt it into these double smelted stone slab things. It was a worn-out pickaxe, but he didn't get. He stopped doing that in the end. Just mine it, yeah, it just comes back, creates more. It's very simple. We could pretty this up in the future. Coming back here now, we'll go over the storage room. It's not very important, but I mean, well, actually, yeah, it is important because where all of our stuff from. So I try to keep everything sorted. I've got weapons, tools, mob drops, transport, natural, animal drops, redstone, metals, misc, lapis, nether, and end items. Good enchanted books, because the bad ones are in the skeleton farm. Gems, coal, charcoal, food, and armor. So these are everything we've got at the moment. The tools chest, we keep all our old broken pickaxes. Just say we need them for whatever reason, we can repair them. Armor, what do we got here? Just some useless diamond armor that we haven't fully enchanted yet. Food, mob drops. Can add to this soon. Coal, we're actually almost out of coal, like we're completely dry. This is all we've got left. Transport, so minecarts and stuff, we haven't messed around too much with that. The gems, we're almost out of emeralds, and you'll see why in a minute, but these are all the diamonds we've got. Natural, well, these are all the beehives we got from our last adventure. Good enchanted books, we've got efficiency, protection, looting, and all that. But we've also got mending books, and lots of them, and that's because we've got a villager that sells them. Now we pretty much exhausted all our emeralds on them because that's pretty much all we want is mending books because you can't get them yourself. Nether and end items, just a few things. We got lots of chorus fruit, shulker boxes, lots of eggs. We did have a fully automatic chicken farm, but I mean we dismantled it after we've got all of these eggs. Who needs this many eggs? Redstone, we've got a lot of redstone, some misc supplies, lapis, got quite a bit of lapis, but we don't go through it very fast, so we don't really need much more. Metal, we are going to build a max tier beacon soon, so that's why we've got all the iron, misc. And then up the stairs, we've just got blocks, so like wood, stone. We can go through these quite quickly, you know, nothing really of value. These are just all for building. Lots of leftover glass. I overdid it on the white glass, but yeah, that's the storage room. This is where we get everything from. We've also got ender chest. This is my ender chest. Fireworks. I haven't set up a conduit yet. Ore shulker box for mining, compass for I need to get home, bed, crafting table, flint steel, lucky pickaxe, my chest plate and my shield, grindstone, loom, bed for anyone who needs to sleep here, stone cutter, smoker and blast furnace, anvils, furnaces, and a cartography table. Just everything you need, really. So that's that. This is just a chest full of food for anybody on the server. When we got rid of like most of the last sheep, we got a lot of leftover food, lots of food, and we had a potato farm which is now gone, so we got lots of potatoes. So basically anybody who needs food, food is not an issue. this is the one of the only houses left. I think I went over this. This is a fire station that my friend made. I'll get over that. I'll get to that in a bit. So these are the horses that I've been breeding. We've got the best jumper, how they're rated, the fastest, and the most health. So in an ideal world, it would be to try and get all three traits in one horse to make them the best jumper, the fastest, and have the most health. I think the fastest is pretty fast. Like you can just tell through riding, he's pretty fast. But you have actually got a speed testing device here. The way it works is it just tests how quickly, how fast, how far the horse can get through it in one go. So this horse we get to crazy good, which is 2 off the best. So that's fantastic. Only thing is, not a good jumper. Can barely get 1.5 blocks. Whether this horse he's pretty fast. Like he's good. He's good. But he really excels in jumping. Yeah, you can get pretty high. It did say how high he can get, but this is much higher than that other guy who can barely get 1.5 blocks. So, but the only thing is as well, his heart's not very high. This guy's heart's pretty high in fairness, but this guy's heart's really high. And then we've got the same for donkeys, but donkeys are slow, weak, and not very good at jumping by default. But if I could get a really fast donkey who could jump really high and had a lot of health, it's better than having a horse because they've got the storage space. And that's what's important with donkeys. That's why they're better than horses if you can get them to be faster. Over this way now, this is the Mystic's house. This is actually one of the older buildings on the server as well. Still got unsorted chests. Like, what a noob, you know. And then we have a spruce tree colony here for some reason. I didn't plant these. This is where we get our wood from. It's literally just a block of oak wood that we chop down every now and then and just replant in a circle. I think we've got Tree Capitator on the server as a plugin. So I think if I just hit the bottom of it, yeah, it just goes down in one. It does actually affect the durability of your axe for each piece of wood, which is good. Oh, we should get over to this actually. Ender chests, fantastic. So this was meant to be an iron farm using iron golems. Doesn't work. Don't I? Tried to get it to work on multiple occasions, looked at loads of videos, just can't get it to work. And I thought that this version of Minecraft would fix it if it was aimed at snapshot, but nope, don't work. I don't know why. It's a shame, really. That would have been really useful. At the end of the day, iron is just a resource that we burn through, and if we can have a generator for that, then it's the same as farming, like wheat, you know? This is one of my friend's houses. He built this once we got elytras, and the whole idea was to have a balcony. And I think it's really cool because you can just sort of fly down. Nice and interesting. These are some chorus fruits that we got back from the end, which I found really interesting. You can actually shoot the tops off of the bow now and get the flowers, and then just chop down the fruit. I think that's awesome. And then obviously when you eat this, you get randomly teleported. Ooh. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I still haven't got an infinity bow, but I do have mending and basically unlimited arrows, considering we've got a skeleton farm. This is another thing that same guy built. It's very confusing, and I don't think it serves a purpose. I think he just wanted to build something. I encourage that though. Creativity is the best thing about Minecraft. Even if you don't know what you want to build, just build something. It's fun. It doesn't have to be functional. Spend some time doing it. Listen to a podcast. Gather some resources. The game is just, it's like, there's a lot of what's the word, like you enjoy it. You will enjoy it. It's pride at the end of the day. So this is This is the fire station. I'll go over, I don't really understand all of it, so I'm going to go over it quite quickly. I did, however, build this really horrible alarm for it. Just pulses note blocks until a circuit breaker breaks the circuit. So, don't know what that does. So yeah, everybody on the server loves that alarm. They think it's the best thing ever, and they totally don't hate it. But yeah, there's a lot of cats roaming the place, and I'll get to that in a minute. So then up here, this is meant to be like the practice house for the firemen, which I actually find quite interesting. I think this is actually really nice. This is meant to be like an house. I don't know my way around it though. Oh, am I going the right way? I hope so. I think you got. I don't really know, but it's interesting. Can we get in here? Nope. Well, we can. I think he wasn't done with this. He was doing something. A lot of pistons and stuff. So interesting. Oh, these must be the fire poles. This must be the way in. I don't really know. I think he had a crew menu that was quite cool looking. Oh yeah, this is a kitchen. He uses all these barrels and he's got like an oven. I like it. It's interesting. And fridge. Oh, I love these fridges. We used to make these back in the Xbox 360 Minecraft back in the day. And we were so cheap, we'd actually not use an iron block. We'd use the block of wool because we could barely afford the 9 iron. Because we didn't play the game for being rich with resources. We just tried to build stuff. And I think that's what a lot of people miss out on in modern Minecraft. So yeah, our pumpkin farm generates pumpkins. And then we take them to the Truman Show project, Project Truman Show, or the Biodome, or whatever I feel like calling it, which is basically just a mini little village where I keep all my villagers, and they are completely safe from raids in here, which was the best thing. These houses, I used to have the walls made out of trapdoors, but villagers totally did not understand that, and they just kept on walking into it, thinking they could just walk through it, but it wasn't working. So these houses are just using the new stripped logs. I think they look quite nice. So you got houses for a librarian, for a farmer, another farmer, armorer, weaponsmith, and then we've also got a glorified homeless shelter down here. If a villager doesn't have a house, there's just beds down here so that they will breed and we'll get more of them, which does work. Oh, this panda's looking in at them hungrily. So yeah, it does work, and the system works really well. The only thing is that these iron golems keep spawning inside and getting stuck. I would just kill them and take the iron, but the thing is that the villagers don't like it when you do that, and their prices get inflated. So so I'm not doing that. But yeah, the farmers will work. I will give them pumpkins. 6 here for an emerald, not bad. Librarian. Well, I think that's a new one. There is a librarian. I think it might be this guy. No, we did have a librarian that had a paper trade, paper for emeralds. Oh my god, he has seen better days, that iron golem. So that's how we get our emeralds. And then we also wanted an armorer, so that do we have? Yeah, this guy. He's selling armor. So the idea was to buy the armor with the emeralds that we were generating from plants, and then buy the armor, unenchant it, and then use our enchanting systems to upgrade the armor with better enchantments. And that still is the dream, but I think I need to build things on a bigger scale for that to be the case, because I'm not generating emeralds fast enough. We spend them all on mending books generally, and we've got enough diamonds to basically last an eternity from our usage. Not to mention that once you've made a set of armor with mending on, you basically never need a set of armor again unless this armor like somehow falls into lava or burns or you can't get it back. But yeah, I'm actually really proud of this little village. It's really interesting because I built the dome first without having any idea of what was going to be inside the village. So you had a very sort of limited space. And I think that actually does help creativity, these little limitations you can give yourself. So, I mean, don't completely constrain yourself to nothing and stuff like that, but just, you know, there's rules in life. Why not have these little rules in the game? And then to get out of here so that the villagers can't get out, I have a slime block and a button. Ooh, sometimes I just miss them. Sometimes the game just doesn't like it. There we go. But that's really interesting, and it's one of the more things that I'm proud of more on the server. Um, Now, what we're talking about with the cats. Cats now will spawn in villages and stay near villages, but now the cats usually spawn outside the dome, and they all usually rush along to here. There's two over here as well as polar bear. Not three. There should be some more around here. No, they're all just... There used to be more. I think there might be some in the walls. Yeah, there's some in the walls. There's cats in the walls. They run around. They're all over the place. I have actually had to resort to killing them all because they were knocking up the max entity count and it was actually causing our farms to not be working. So that's why there's not as many as I probably sound like I'm saying. But yeah, cats. They're all over the place and I hate them. When something new comes out in Minecraft, I like to collect it. So when we had polar bears, went to Arctic bear, brought him back in boat. When we got pandas and bamboo, brought pandas home. Struggled to make them breed, but I'm currently doing that. And then like when bees came out, obviously I did that whole stream of going to get bees. So yeah, I'm very interested in stuff like that. That's why we've got the bamboo over there as well. I haven't actually put much use to that. I haven't actually made any scaffold or anything yet. I just like to have it. Very possessive. So yeah. But that's what the game's about. You know, have fun, explore, build something, enjoy. This is the rat. I think it's the rat house. I can't remember, but it's covered in leaves. You wouldn't find it just by looking. You have to come in here. Now, the world is not massive, but we've got a few places here and there. So to get around discreetly, you come here, and there's a button here. I did all the redstone for this, but it isn't actually my my thing. And you've got the rat tunnel. Now the rat tunnel connects pretty much most places in this world just by straight underground travel. Now when you're like, you can't actually see your nameplate, so this is a completely discrete way of getting from one place to another in the world. Now the only issue is that it is very slow. We have experimented with using swiftness potions and having ice roads and a few things, but it doesn't really improve it that much, even if you have an ice road, because you need to be sprinting for an ice road to work. I'm going to speed this up. And I can't remember where this leads us, but there's a button and a slime launcher. Oh, here we are in Mystic's house. So yeah, we have a lot of these little entrances and exits all over the town. I don't think there's a way to get back into the rat tunnel from Mystic's house. I think it's just an exit. But I have my own little entrance to the rat tunnel in my house. So when you come here, we have just normal flooring. But wait, there's a button. Press the button. There we are, entrance to the rat tunnel. We can then press this button. No, that launches. Press this button. This closes you in. So it's a two-way system. And if you come around here, we've got an entry. These all lead to pretty much everywhere, all over the server. But I will quickly show you the Gentleman's Club. here we are. So you come out in the gentleman's club. We got a bar. Ooh, oh, hello. We got a bar with barrels and beer taps. You know, so you can have a pint. Got a nice sort of red and black carpet. You know, soft from the feet. Got tables and chairs. We got music. For some reason, this is where we keep the dragon egg. You know, like the one thing that in the game where you can only get one of. We just keep it in the gentleman's club for some reason. Don't ask why. I don't know. We got these nice little booths where you can crawl in here, have a drink. You know, look over at everyone menacingly. And it's like a sort of a smokers club. That's why we've got the bone blocks on the roof. They're yellowish, like they've been like tainted and tarred up by smoke over the years. I don't know why there's a cat in here. I don't know whose cat it is. I don't like it. I kind of want it to leave, but it's not mine, so I don't know. But yeah, I quite like the Gentleman Club. It's quite interesting. It serves no purpose really, but I like it. And then if you want to get out here, you got to use the old cops have busted us hatch. You got to come this way. And just around the corner now. Just over to here. There's a little minecart thing down here. I don't know what this is or where it goes. I can't remember. I didn't build this. Interesting. And then you just come up here. Nice little button here. And we're back in town. There's a traveling guy. What's he selling? Sea pickle? Melon seeds? Oh, nothing good. Turd. Right. He'll leave his llamas here now again, and I bet you that's just all what they do. There we go. I think that's pretty much everything in the world, but I'm just going to double check before I end the video. There is one thing I forgot, and that is the starter base. It's not really that important. But this is where we first built. We spawned down there next to the village. We didn't want to be in the village originally. We thought we'd build outside of it. We ended up building in the village later on, but this was the first little base. Campfire, little house, nothing important. Bed just to sleep in. Up here now, because of the altitude, I am using it to farm ice-based things. So we got the ice tray, which you can just get ice from. Then once this is all once this has all been harvested, the water will just like make source blocks again, and it'll freeze again. We can put it in the chest. This is an infinite snow farm. So when you've got a snow golem here, as long as he's protected, he won't from the sky, he won't die, and he'll just infinitely generate snow. You can go through shovels very quickly just doing this, and then what you do is you just craft them into snow blocks for the extra storage, and that's just a snow farm. We don't really need snow that often, but it's nice to have. Also, I didn't really go over the mob system. Very interesting the way it works. So basically, usually when you have a mob system, you want to light up all caves underneath so that mobs won't spawn anywhere else. But this uses just a bit of a cheat thing. Ooh, oh god. Okay, so we're going in. If I could. Ooh. So we're up here now. Monsters will spawn on this little platform. These trapdoors mean that no zombies or skeletons spawn. It means it's just creepers, because only creepers just tall enough. Well, it's creepers and spiders as well. But the creepers will spawn up here. When you're this high up, you can just about see the caves. But if we go even higher up, then it'll only be this area that's rendered, and creepers will spawn on this little area. This dropper pulses with a timer every now and then. Pulses the water, so wait for it again now. The mobs then will get washed off, just the creepers and the spiders, through here, and they'll fall down to their deaths onto these hoppers, which will then collect it. It's not super efficient, but it's exactly what we need. It gets us gunpowder, which then is used for fireworks and elytras, and string is just a byproduct that we've got a lot of and don't really use that much, but it's nice to have. We will probably need it one time. And then, so that you know that no caves are being rendered or anything, you come up here. This is seclusion on the door. You got a nice bed in here to skip the night so that phantoms won't spawn or anything. Take up your mob count, and you just chill in here AFK, and just let the creepers and skeletons spawn. Not creepers and skeletons, creepers and spiders. This is the clock that comes on up here, so you can just off switch as well. So if you want to turn it off for whatever reason. But yeah. Just trying to think now. Yeah, there's one more thing to go over, and that is just this little treehouse thing. It's got a bit of a funny story to it. My friend wanted to make a base on here, so he started building using cobblestone and something else, and we just thought it would be funny to trash his house. So we built over it with loads of dirt, built a pond on top, and a tree house. And llama in here, gravel, weeds, sugarcane, basically anything we could throw at it just to make it look like a horrible, dirty mound. And we thought that was funny, so yeah. Just being assholes, basically. I don't think he deserved it. Not really. But yeah, that pretty much concludes the tour. I can't think of anything that I missed, but I probably will think of something as soon as this video goes out. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I think the message I want to spread across now is that Minecraft is a creativity tool, so it's all about being creative. There's not really anything on here that I looked up a tutorial for. For some of the maybe more intricate details, yes, like the mob farm. I didn't know about how mob spawning works. So I looked up a video on making it, and I had the concept in my mind. And then you just go try and build it yourself. So give it a go. You know, you never know what you'll come out with. You might strike gold. It'll be fun. I like ironing out problems, and if you don't like doing it in survival mode, go into creative mode first, plan it all out, and then try and build it in survival. But yeah, always give it a go. Try and be creative. But yeah, that's all from me today. I hope you had a nice Christmas. I hope you have a happy New Year, and all the best.